Good evening, good evening, good evening. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody is feeling relieved that you are working with the right people when it comes to this trading and investing. Today, I hope we did a great job of keeping you understanding what to look for, what closes to look for, what opens to look for. Because if you've been listening for the whole week, we've kept you away from the crazy market, the reversals and the Fed meetings and no continuations and not getting any closes above particular levels or any thing like that. So today we're going to talk about opens and closes and why they matter. Opens matter, but closes matter way more than opens. When I say opens and closes, I'm talking about how a stock opens, where it opens, compared to how a stock closes and where it closes. So this whole journey has been about closing candles, giving you confirmations on what the market is actually trying to do. There's a lot of clues to close, and that's why we send this report out every single night to give you some reassurance. Hope you guys like our new little logo. I have to change some things up. I wanted our logo to match pretty much what we try to do. For traders, for investors, all we're trying to do is help you with your clarity. That's literally what it is. Helping you understand locations, help you understand what the market's doing, why the market is doing it by not only looking at indexes like the SPY, the Qs, we also look at canaries, and our reports also look at 36 stocks that kind of move the market to kind of give you and paint a picture. Even if we get a close or something, or we get an open of something, we know what the next steps are, whether it's on Monday or Friday, where days can get a little tricky, manipulated, or if it's something that might have happened that nobody is noticing and is confirmed by another stock or another sector. All right, so let's rock and roll. You know me. I talk to you through the charts. The one thing we're definitely going to continue to talk about is the trend is your friend, but location is your family. And I say that that's one of the phrases that we say here is because you hear trend is your friend constantly, right? And that's true. I'd rather trade in the direction of the market than trade against the market. It's normally much better. But the key part about it is you feel more comfortable once you find a location and you can enter because you'll know whether you're right or you're wrong fairly quickly. So it's not all about just finding the trend because within the trend, the stock can bounce against you and you got to get out the stock and you lose money. I've seen people lose money heading in the right direction of the market, but those bounces kill them and they get in and out because they were trading in dead air. So this all we're doing is trying to help you understand where dead air is and what's next. All right, so let's check it out. Let's go to the SPY. Let's start with the SPY. So right now we're about to do our majors report, talk to you about what's going on, what to be looking for, and different things like that. So as you see, we now officially have a double bottom. Now, the black line is the 20 moving average, and we talk about that on what currently is going on. The blue line is the 100. So the 100 is something that kind of tells me pretty much how strong the downward trend is. Once you start breaking the 100s, only thing left is the 200. The 200 is almost a line in the sand. So we've already broken a major level. This red line from, once again, December 17th of last year was a major red line. I'm going to show it to you to the left. Let me shrink it up just a little bit so you can see a little bit more. Okay, it's this line right here. We closed below that particular line. We came all the way back where we retested, and then we turned around and we dropped down again. That's literally what we did. So what's going on right now is the SPY is sitting here trying to see if it can hold this big drop down candle right here. Now, the bottom of that particular candle, which is below this huge candle from this was a line from this particular candle. We already closed below that. Matter of fact, let me get rid of that. That doesn't even matter anymore. 662.39 doesn't even matter anymore. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Let me go ahead. I'm trying to get rid of it right now. All right, delete. Okay, cool. Now what we are looking at is the low of this major candle, which is another engulfing candle. We had one big engulfing candle. This is another engulfing candle. We couldn't get above this one. Now it looks like we closed right on top of it. And you have the 200 that's right here. Here's the 200. The 200 currently right now is 659. 659.77. Please put that down. That's going to be a location to watch tomorrow. 659.77. If we get a close below this particular bottom of this engulfing candle, and we get a close below the 200 and it doesn't give us a bounce off of that particular 200, then we have the next stop is going to be all the way down here at this support level, which is 652.84, 653-ish, kind of like 653. That's where we'll be heading next, and that'll be our next levels. If you look over here, you have huge candles here, another huge candle. Those two huge candles on high volume had bounces. If we start breaking below that, let me explain this to y'all. If we start breaking below that blue line, we have a major problem. As you see, there's a couple of stops here, there's a couple of stops here, but the next after that is just under the 200, and we just rolling, and we've already crossed the monthly level that I was looking for. So be prepared, guys. So tomorrow, which your levels you're going to be watching? Definitely going to be watching tomorrow is going to be 661.36, 659-ish. If we start getting through that and closing through that, woo. Just be careful. Just be careful. That means all the support in the market is pretty much done. So let me go ahead and on the upside, what I'm kind of looking for, let me delete this one because we broke back down below it. And then we got to start getting back above certain levels. This is acting as some type of not, I don't want to say the word resistance, but it definitely is acting in that way where it's resistance because it was support. Now going back up, it's hard to get back above that. So yeah, so that's what's going on with the spot. As of right now, the trend is down, and I'm giving you some more locations to see if we can close below those particular locations. Now, the one thing that I've been noticing the Qs, this is the funny part. The Qs have actually been holding, and I don't know if it's because, as you see, the Qs are still consolidating. The SPY and the Dow are the ones that's been confirming down again. So this particular candle, we have not closed above it. We haven't closed below it as of yet. Now, we get a close below 591.33, which is this particular candle. As you see, this is also the 200 moving average. More than likely we're gonna go back to a previous all-time high, which was 583.32. So I'm watching to see the Qs haven't broken yet. It's still consolidating. It has not broken as of yet, back down again. But I don't know if it's just waiting for compression. But I know this 200 might be holding it up. But yeah, the Qs crazily is not, even though we were down today, they just been kind of going sideways. The SPY has absolutely given you a trend, and now it's running to a location where we might get a bounce. Let me say that one more time. Hold on. Let me say that one more time. Let me say that one more time. Now, the Dow did not look good, but let me say it one more time. This is the 200 on the Qs. We're right there, right? And there's support right there at the same time, right? That's a strong bounce area. Let's do the SPY. The SPY is running to an area that's right at the 200. This is a potential bounce area. This is a potential area where stocks, now we're not going to lean into until we get some other confirmation, but you could kind of, this is a bouncy looking area. Now, if the question is it a dead cat bounce or would it be a bounce? Or if we break through them, now we got some problems. So we got major locations coming pretty soon. So it's like 659 on the Qs. On the SPY, we still got to get below 591. So really 591 puts you below the 200 moving average on the Qs. Let's go to IWM. Another thing, so this particular candle hasn't been broken yet. Remember, this is the big engulfing candle. We have not broken below it. We haven't broken above it. We're still kind of in between it the whole particular time, right? Now, 244.39 is an area to look out for, but we also have this 200 that's right below it that's going to act as some type of area, some type of support. But just please pay attention. This 200 right here is going to kind of mean something in regards to if we're going to break down, we're going to have to break all the way down. Now, today it did go down 2%, but the reality is it's been choppy. It's been in between this candle for almost a week and a half. If we end up inside of that candle this week, That'll be 2 weeks that we have not broken the top of the candle or the bottom of this particular candle where we got to close above or below. So just keep your eye, just keep your eye and see what's going on. All right, now this is the one that got scary, y'all. So I saw this a little earlier. This is the Dow. So remember, the Dow is industrials, financials. The Dow broke the bottom of these particular candles, which was 465, 76, 78. It reversed back down again. I'm taking away that particular. Oh, I can't take that candle yet because I have to um um make sure. Hold on, let me. I can take it away because I already have the stuff on there. And we closed. Look at this. Decent volume. We closed below the 200 moving average. This is the 200 moving average on the Dow, which the financials are getting destroyed. Interest rates, whatever's going on. But look at that. Look at that, guys. We have an area right here that we don't want to get below. We have a previous all-time high right here, but we now below the 200 moving average. That's never good. So the weakest index out of all of them is the Dow. The Dow, look at this move. It went from 505 to 463. That's a $40 move on a $50 stock. In what's the date? We are in March. Since a little bit before Valentine's, y'all, the stock market on the Dow, I'm talking about the Dow, has dropped literally about 8%, about 8%, a little bit more than 8%, but about 8%. That's a big drop in such a short time period, guys. Big drop in such a short time period. What's today's date? The 18th? Yeah, that's about a month. 8% drop in a month on an index. So what we looking for tomorrow? So for tomorrow for the Dow, I'm looking to see if it comes back and retests the 200, which is 465.78, and see what it does. Now we did get some confirmations in regards to intraday stuff, and we broke some locations. Um, yeah, this is and the volume was decent, wasn't high, wasn't low. It was just regular volume. So yeah, we're breaking some levels. So pay attention. Pay attention. 471.54 back up might trigger a move back to the 20 moving average. And we could have that. Tomorrow's going to be a very important day. If the market can hold above the levels that I just showed you with the SPY, the Qs, IWM, and the Dow can get back above the two, I think Friday's going to be a bounce because those levels, people are going to take their profit and not carry them into the weekend. But it just matters what happens. Now, if we start closing below levels tomorrow, then Friday might be another whoosh down because now they feel comfortable in confirming that this market is trying to go down and we broke 200 moving averages, we broke particular levels, and it's okay to stay into your trade and just keep riding it back down again. So we'll see. We'll see. And I'll let you guys know once everything closes. All right, so those are the index. Let's go to the canaries, which can kind of tell us why. What should we be looking at? Oh, no, hold up. Now, this is another reason why this is very important. So if you look at, let's look at the weekly chart, guys. So this candle right here was a nice pop up to the 20 and got rejected. This is the weekly 20 for the Dow. Now that we actually got a close, we got an official close below the bottom of this particular, we call it a spinning bottom. If it was at the top, it'd be a shooting star. But what it did at the right location, that's not good. Closing below that is not good. Let's go to the SPY. So the SPY did the exact same thing. I'm gonna show it to you a little bit cleaner. It did the exact same thing. He gave you this spinning bottom with a rejection of the 200 moving average. I mean, 20 moving average. So you normally would say a line above here and a line below here. If it breaks either one of those, that's the next move. And as you see, that line also matches with this huge candle right here. So if we break below this and get a close below it, which we haven't, we sitting right on top of it. Now we get an open, you look for the retest and then drop back down again tomorrow. That's what you're pretty much going to be looking for. But this candle might get a close below it, which means triggers all the way down. This is gonna be interesting. Look, same thing. You got this beautiful spinning bottom candle right at the 220 moving average on the weekly, and then the rules are we close below this particular line, which we can't get below 591.33, which is also where the 200 moving day average is. That's where you're gonna have some issues. Okay. And then last but not least, IWM gave us the exact same rejection of the 20 moving. Boom, the rules are don't get below here. So 244.39. This is why a lot of this stuff is very important because we not only look at different indexes and different stocks, we also look at different time frames to see what that candle looked like. Did that weekly candle give us something that we can use? Which it did. Okay, well then that means this 244.39 has to hold tomorrow. It has to. We cannot drop another $4. We have to hold that level. If we don't hold that level, we get a close below this, it is causing us and giving us a trigger that we might go down to 228.90. But we are here for everything. We're showing it to you in real time. So when things drop, you are prepared. We've already talked about protecting your 401ks and kind of make sure you have some type of protection. We've already talked about that. Now, keep in mind, this is not financial advice. We're just showing the levels and what the technicals are telling you. Now, however you play it, whatever you do, and however you do with it, that's up to you. All right, so let's get to our canaries so we can get a little bit better picture on why stuff is happening. So let's get to the canaries. All right, so emerging markets is our first one. We have 12 canaries that we look at. And if you're new to the channel, canaries are indexes that kind of paint a picture before things happen to tell us why the overall market is struggling or popping or whatever it is. So the first one is emerging markets. Emerging markets is small caps for international. The thing about this one, I'm not even gonna lie, guys, it's been kind of going sideways. As you see, it's been holding above the 100 moving average. It's kind of just gone sideways. We haven't dropped. We haven't broken any major levels. We bounced right off of a previous all-time high. We still haven't recovered up. We haven't gotten above this candle. We haven't gotten below this candle. So we're kind of in this weird little range, 59.88 to 56.31. We're just in a weird area. Even though we dropped today, but that's just the trend of it is just kind of sideways. Let's go with EFA. Okay, EFA is the exact same thing. This was our engulfing candle that we looked at. We put a line at the top, put a line at the bottom. This candle was green, but as you see, it closed at 99.22. It did not close above this. That's what we talk about closes and opens. It did not close below this above this particular area. So until we get a close above or close below, it's really not giving you what you're looking for. Now, this is the 100 moving average right here. So it is below that. But still, you cannot overlook horizontal levels. Now we do have the 200 coming up, and if you look to the left, there's kind of some stuff, kind of a little bit, but we got to figure out, we got to wait before above 99.41 or below 95.98. Still haven't given us a direction as of yet. What's the next one? Gold. Okay. So gold struggled. Gold struggled. And gold is at a very critical level. Gold needs to bounce or gold might have a problem. So if you look right here, now I do see this particular move from the top all the way to the bottom of this one. We've been in between that the whole time, but let's just see what's currently going on right now. So currently going on right now, this is the weekly reversal. 445.24. It closed at, did it close below that? Yeah. Oh, so gold has officially closed below the weekly reversal, but it is overbought on a daily. It was pretty good volume in regards to when it got down there. So yeah, so gold is having an issue. Gold has an issue right now. Gold right now is looking fairly weak. Let me see where it is on the weekly 20. It's still bullish on the weekly 20, but it looked like it's trying to get back to the weekly 20. It's trying to get back to this location to then turn back around and find its strength, which the weekly 20 is 242. So that's a whole nother, I'm sorry, I said 242, 424. That's a whole nother $20 move, which is about another 5%. So yeah, watch gold. Gold's about to give a little pullback. Even on the weekly, if you're using gold as a hedge to hold on to it, it's still telling you to hold on to it. It's not telling you to get rid of it, but it is giving you warning signs that if you want to do protection or whatever you want to do, make sure you start thinking about that in particular. All right. Okay. Let me hold on. Yeah. Okay. Bitcoin. Ooh. Okay, now I talked about this. I said Bitcoin can go, it was showing strength, but I said it could go sideways to wait for the 20 moving average to catch up to it. And we're talking about the 20 on the weekly. If it wants to go sideways and wait for it to catch up to it and then drop back down again, it might have to. But as of right now, Bitcoin gave you a weak signal. It closed below the daily reversal down, but it's still above the 20. So short term is bullish, long term is bearish. But yeah, Bitcoin just struggled. It just lost 4% in one day, and the volume was okay. So yeah, that's a big Bitcoin move. That's a big Bitcoin move. Okay, now this is an interesting one. IYT, which are the transports, um, it did close below a level, so I have to honor that it closed below that particular level. So it's starting to turn back up again. But as you see, if we get a little closer, if you look at it, there's the 200 moving average, and then there's this red line here that we don't want to get below. Let me show you. This particular location right here, you see that this is the 200 moving average on the daily. If we start to cook and get back down here, get back down to about 72.83, that's going to be a very interesting situation if we can get below that. Now we did break this location, which was a this was a support level, which when you break it now it turns into resistance. But look like it went all the way back up so it could touch the 100 moving average and then touched it and then turn right back around again. So a lot of this stuff has just kind of been head faking people, helping you get back to the locations where you can get in and see some things. It matters, but now we have weakness again. So be careful. The transports start to roll over. Remember, the Dow is the transports, industrial stuff like and financials. It's stuff like that. So that's why the Dow Jones is struggling so much. This is also going to tell me to look at some other stuff. Okay, now RSP. Now RSP gave you a cool little head fake back up again. It got to a point where it wasn't bullish yet, but it was reacting. It gave us a nice little candle as it was trying to roll back up again. But within one day, everything just turned around and got crushed. Now it turned right back around. We below the daily reversal level short, and it's just dropping. It's just dropping. This is the overall market. So that lets me know it's not just large cap. It's all cap. All caps are struggling. All caps are struggling. So we back below the 100, heading toward the 200. So pay attention, guys. I'm not saying anything you guys don't know, but I'm just letting you know things have gotten confirmed that some of that bounce was a dead cat bounce. And you got confirmation because it dropped back down again. Now, this is another one. This represents the Qs as well. Semiconductors. The semiconductors were down about 1.13%, but the reality is we're still in a particular range that it won't go above or below. It won't get back above 4,439. It won't go below 373.90. So we're in between the 20 and in between the 100 moving averages on the daily, right? So let's see where we are on the weekly. It bounced, see right here, it bounced off the weekly. So that was a reaction. It bounced off the weekly last week, but it still hasn't broken where we can feel comfortable taking back to all-time highs. So semiconductors are actually kind of holding a little bit compared to the industrials and the rest of the market. So just pay attention to that. So it's kind of telling you why the Qs, maybe people still kind of have faith that they will, but if the tech companies roll over and join this party, if the tech companies roll over and join this party, that's when you're gonna get the whoosh down. That's what you're looking for. But right now, you might be looking at stuff bouncing off of levels. Okay, let's just look at TLT. TLT dropped again and it reversed back down again. Let me go to my daily chart so it's much cleaner. It kind of gave you a little bounce, didn't close above a level, then boom, now it broke back down below the level. Now this is support right here, 86.54. This is sitting here. We bounced off of it a little bit, right? So until we clean that up, because right now we're currently below the 200 moving average, currently below the 20 moving average, and currently below the 100 moving average. We're below all the averages. So right now it's telling me that interest rates are rising, which makes TLT go down. So they're expecting interest rate. Well, today they had the Fed meeting. He didn't adjust anything. So it's getting to a point where people feel like the Fed will not reduce interest rates because the Fed sees that prices of everything is starting to go up again, and it almost puts them in a very difficult situation. He can't reduce the interest rate because inflation is high. Things are getting more expensive across the board, from your McDonald's Happy Meal to going to the grocery store to fill your basket full of goods, or a truck driver trying to buy gas. Gas is taking off. Matter of fact, we talk about gas and oil. Check this out. Another beautiful day. Look at this. High volume, high volume, high volume, high volume. Good volume, high volume, high volume. On high volume, oil is still climbing. And this was the fake out candle that we identified earlier. And I said, well, with the war going on, there's a fake candle. We this is the engulfing candle, the huge engulfing candle. We dropped down a lot. We tested to break. Remember, the rules are if you break above or below, that's where the direction of the market is going to go. We went down here, tested, and then ripped back up again. And ever since then, we've been climbing, climbing, and it looks like we're about to break. If we break this 124.07, what you're going to see is gas just take off. And we still have this level right here from which is going to act as some type of resistance. But the fact that it climbed right back above the top of this particular candle, that's a very powerful move up. And I think it's going to probably happen tomorrow. I've been inside of this USO trade since 98, and that was literally last week. Literally last week. So it's at if it gets to 124, that means that move in the stock, not an option, in the stock in a week's time has already moved up about 24, 25%, about 25% in literally a week and a half to 2 weeks on the stock. I'm telling you guys, follow your charts. We'll get it straight. Hopefully we help you with your direction that you're looking for. Another thing happened. The dollar dropped down and turned right back around. The dollar's getting strength, guys, and it's getting strength with decent volume. That means people are the flight to security might not be gold because gold is struggling. The flight to security might be the dollar. If they feel like the dollar is going to become way more attractive compared to the rest of the world, the best thing to do might be to be sitting in cash. Cash might be the best position if everything is going down. Cash is the best position to be in. Um, uh, XLE, the energy stocks, still climbing. It broke the all-time high. It's just constantly climbing. It was down, and well, it gives us a little down candle here, but I think it ended up staying up above. So it's just rocking out. It's just moving. Nothing to talk about here. It's just going up, 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 because oil is going up, up, up. And then financials. Here we go. The financials officially closed right back below 49.32. It came all the way up here to retest this red candle. I'm gonna show you the red, what the red line represents, and I'm gonna show you where it's coming from. The red line is coming from all the way over here. Here we go. All right, let me shrink it up a little bit more so you can kind of understand what I'm saying. You see that? You see this area over here? These candles? It just dropped below this particular candle, which was a very high candle, right? So we just broke below that. And not only that, we broke below this particular candle from today. We bounced up, we retested that particular area, turned right back around and broke down. I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to the financials, let's see if I see a location we can go to. We're below the 100, we're below the 200, we're below the 20. Maybe, let me see, y'all. Let me see. The financials is what's really triggering everything. Now, this might be a level. I kind of see activity right around here. Yeah, I can see activity right around there. And a matter of fact, let me put a little line right there so I can see it. I move this up a little bit more because that was it triggered. Uh, Okay, about right there. You got a couple of bounces here, boom, boom, boom. It came up here, rejected, then broke through. Yeah, so this look like this might be an area. 47.23. We're right at about 48, 49. Yeah, the finances are struggling. It's hard for the market to go up if financials are struggling as bad as they are. Let me see what the 20 moving average on the weekly is. Uh, okay, are we below that yet? Let me see. Yeah, we are below the 20 moving average. The 20 moving average is 52.90. No, no. I'm sorry, my bad. That's the 100. The 100 moving average is 49.18. We're below the 20 on the weekly, and we just broke the 100 on the weekly. Oof. That's rough, y'all. Man, good gracious. Oof, good gracious. Yeah, this is a problem. This is a problem. So just pay attention. So we have some headwinds, guys. We have some major headwinds. It feels like we're gonna have some continuation tomorrow, but I've already told you the main levels on the SPY and the Qs to look out for that 200 moving average, to see if it bounces off of that. But other than that, guys, play the trend. Find the location, then play the trend of that, then play the trend where that location was found. All right. Well, you guys have a great rest of your evening. I look forward to hearing from you. If you have anything, please share, subscribe, comment. We're trying to put our best foot forward and keep you on the right side of the market to kind of help you explain to figure out when you should be concerned and when you should not be concerned. And I hope we're doing a pretty good job of it. All right. Well, have a great day. Talk to you another time, and let's go get it. Good luck tomorrow. Bye.